The real story of Aegon Targaryen, the Conqueror. Aegon Targaryen, also known as Aegon the Conqueror and Aegon the Dragon, was the first lord of the Seven Kingdoms and king on the Iron Throne, having conquered 6 of the 7 kingdoms during the conquest. You might have heard something about him, but here's the real story of Aegon Targaryen, the Conqueror. Appearance and character. Aegon, a figure shrouded in mystery, possessed an imposing presence. Standing tall and broad-shouldered, he emanated power with his commanding demeanor. His eyes, a striking shade of purple, mirrored the enigma that he was. His silver gold hair, trimmed short, added to his regal appearance. In battle, Aegon donned a shirt of black scales, symbolizing his might, while brandishing the legendary Valyrian steel sword, Blackfire. Adorning his brow was a modest circlet of Valyrian steel adorned with square-cut rubies, serving as his crown. Charisma flowed effortlessly from him, capturing the attention of those around him. His only confidant was Orys Baratheon, thought to be his half-brother. A solitary individual, Aegon was revered as a great warrior, solely mounting his fearsome dragon, Balerion, for conquest or travel, never for the pomp of tournaments. Governance rested in the capable hands of his sisters, and Aegon assumed command only when necessary. While swift and stern towards those who defied him, he proved generous to those who submitted. Piousness eluded Aegon, as political considerations compelled him to follow the faith of the Seven. Yet, whispers claimed he was a dragon dreamer, connected to the mystical creatures that roamed the world. Early life. Born on the Isle of Dragonstone in 27 BC, Aegon hailed from the noble house of Targaryen. His lineage intertwined with tradition, leading him to marry not one, but both of his sisters, Visenya and Rhaenys. Duty bound him to his elder sister, while love propelled him towards Rhaenys. Aegon had already tamed the fearsome Balerion before this union. When Pentos and Tyrosh sought his aid against Volantis, Aegon, Lord of Dragonstone, rode atop Balerion to meet with Pentos' prince and magisters. From there, he soared to Lys, obliterating a Volantene fleet that threatened the city's safety. Soon after, he returned to Dragonstone, his presence leaving an indelible mark upon the lands he passed through. Reign. In the early days of his reign, Aegon the Conqueror made some pivotal decisions that shaped the future of Westeros. Rather than ruling from Old Town or Dragonstone, he established King's Landing as the seat of power, a new settlement emerging around the formidable Aegon Fort. It was here that he crafted the iconic Iron Throne, forging it from the swords of his defeated adversaries. Aegon's wisdom extended beyond his architectural choices. He instituted the concept of the Small Council, a group of advisors, and appointed Lord Orys Baratheon as his first hand. The King's Peace, his inaugural law, mandated that conflicts within the realm required the approval of the Iron Throne. It was a decree meant to maintain order and prevent needless bloodshed. What set Aegon apart was his respect for the defeated lords. He treated them honorably, allowing each region to preserve its own laws, customs, and traditions. The lords retained their authority over matters of justice, including the rights of pit and gallows, as well as the controversial practice of the First Night. Aegon displayed a genuine curiosity about the realm, journeying alongside 6 knowledgeable maesters who enlightened him about the diverse customs and histories of each region. During the conquest, Aegon faced a rebellion from the lords of the Three Sisters. Lady Marla Sunderland declared independence and claimed the crown. Aegon swiftly responded, commanding Lord Torrhen Stark, Warden of the North, to quell the rebellion. Queen Visenya Targaryen, riding upon Vagar, accompanied the northern army led by Ser Warwick Manderly. The mere presence of these formidable forces caused the sister men to abandon their queen, crowning her brother Steffon as their new lord. Steffon promptly pledged fealty to House Arryn, restoring peace to the Three Sisters. In the year 2 AC, Aegon shifted his focus to the Iron Islands, a land embroiled in a bitter conflict over the kingship. Leading multiple war fleets, Aegon arrived on Great White with his fearsome dragon Balerion. With his ancestral sword Blackfire in hand, the king personally slew Corin Volmark. Meanwhile, the self-proclaimed priest king Lodos chose a tragic fate, walking into the sea to meet his demise. Witnessing these events, the remaining contenders swiftly submitted to Aegon's rule. Rather than subjugating or annihilating the Ironborn, Aegon granted them the privilege of selecting their own lord paramount. The Ironborn, in their wisdom, chose Vicon Greyjoy as their ruler, ushering in a new era for the Iron Islands. These early triumphs demonstrated Aegon's strategic acumen, diplomatic finesse, and desire for unity. Little did he know that his actions would leave an indelible mark on the history of Westeros, shaping the fate of generations to come. Death. In the year 33 AC, Aegon embarked on his final journey across Westeros, paying a visit to Winterfell. Afterward, Prince Aenys and his wife Alyssa continued the progress on Aegon's behalf. In 37 AC, on Dragonstone, Aegon suffered a fatal stroke while sharing tales of his conquests with his grandsons, Aegon and Viserys. He was cremated on Dragonstone, his funeral pyre ignited by Vhagar. Amidst the flames, the legendary sword Blackfyre was consumed, but later recovered by Maegor. Although Aegon's reign had largely been peaceful, many of his subjects desired to go back to the days of old, when there were still 7 kingdoms. Others wanted vengeance for the deaths of their loved ones in wars, and yet others saw the Targaryens as abominations. Because of this, the tumultuous reigns of both Aenys I and Maegor I were filled with battles and chaos. Because Aegon had wielded Blackfyre, possession of the Valyrian steel sword has been seen as granting legitimacy to its subsequent holders. And that's it about the historic warrior Aegon Targaryen. What do you think about the story?